On October 17th, 2023, the YouTube channel Dopp uploaded footage of a camping trip gone horribly wrong. What began as a peaceful night in a remote forest turned into a terrifying fight for survival when an unexpected visitor arrived. The camper had settled in for the night, cocooned inside his tent, when the silence was broken by deep, guttural growls. At first he froze, listening. Then he did what most of us would never have the courage to do. He grabbed his phone and started recording. Cautiously, he unzipped the flap, and there it was. A massive bear stood just feet away, staring directly at him. For a split second, he hesitated, then panicked, slamming the zipper shut and scrambling back. The bear responded with brute force, clawing at the thin fabric, tearing into the sides of the tent, desperate to get inside. The man had no weapons, no bear spray, just his voice. And so, he screamed. He shouted at the top of his lungs, raw, panicked cries that echoed through the forest. The bear persisted, swiping and ripping, until finally, miraculously, it backed off. After one last tense moment, the sound of snapping branches faded into the darkness, and the forest grew silent again. Shaken, the camper remained inside, recording the aftermath of shredded nylon and near disaster. This encounter is a chilling reminder of just how thin the barrier is between humans and wildlife in the wild. A few millimeters of fabric is no protection against claws and teeth, and this camper was lucky his voice alone was enough to drive the animal away. Viewers were quick to point out what might have drawn the bear in the first place. One summed it up bluntly. Never, never, never keep food in your tent. Sometimes survival isn't about luck, it's about preparation. On September 27th, 2024, the YouTube channel Camping with Josh shared a video that started as nothing more than a foggy, rainy night outdoors. For Josh, solo camping was a way to disconnect and enjoy the quiet beauty of nature. But this trip would prove that silence isn't always a comfort. It can be a warning.
Well guys, it's time for another adventure, and this time for a bit of a rainy one, a bit of a misty one too. It's also quite late.
At first, everything seemed peaceful. The rain tapped gently against his tarp, and birds called out through the mist. But slowly, almost too subtly to notice, the forest began to change. The birdsong stopped. The air grew heavier, and from somewhere beyond the tree line came a sound no camper wants to hear. Footsteps.
And some nice mushrooms, fungi. It's quite nice around here, nice and light. It feels like it would be quite a nice light spot in the evening. Pretty good option actually. Maybe like a little lean-to tarp shelter. The birds are rustling a bit. This is I'm just literally sat over there trimming the wood down, cutting it down how I like it.
At first, Josh tried to reason with himself. Maybe it was water dripping. Maybe branches falling. But the rhythm was too deliberate, too steady. Each crunch of leaves seemed to grow closer, circling the edge of his camp. His voice wavered on camera as he admitted something felt wrong. Very wrong.
And I can just hear some mad movement going on in those bushes over there. I can't tell if it's like the rainfall just making quite a commotion, or there may be rabbits or deers maybe walking through, or any dog walkers or whatever, I don't know. Bit spooky. It'll be just the rain anyway. Well, I don't know why I let these things play on my mind sometimes. It happens, you know, guys, it happens. Literally, camping out solo is a wonderful thing for many reasons. But sometimes your mind just plays tricks on you. And you think you can hear like treading through the woods, but you can't.
The realization hit him like a cold wave. He wasn't alone. Someone or something was moving in the shadows, staying just out of sight. With his pulse racing, Josh made the only call he could. His gear was already packed, and instead of waiting for whatever was out there to step closer, he prepared to leave his tarp behind and get out fast.
I'm finding it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? You heard that. And it's really quiet. There should be birds singing. There was birds singing, and I've just noticed they've just stopped singing. Do you know what I mean? Why wouldn't they be singing? I'm finding it really difficult to focus. Lovely little spot. Lovely food to be cooked. A night under the stars.
That decision might have saved him. Out in the wilderness, hesitation can be dangerous, even deadly. Whether it was a person, an animal, or something else entirely, Josh wasn't about to stick around to find out.
Yeah, I don't know how long that was there for, but it made me chuckle. I laughed about it. It didn't put me off. I knew it would just be kids having fun, or some dog walkers just having a laugh. So I didn't have much time, so I didn't really scout the rest of the woodland. I just went to some familiar spots that I remember from last time, and I pitched up my plough point, started chopping some wood, and I started to split it. It was at this moment I noticed it got eerily quiet. The birds stopped chirping, and I could hear heavy footsteps in the woods moving around me. I felt like I was being surrounded by one point. I was getting a bit delirious, not knowing where it was coming from. But I thought to myself after I picked up my phone camera, look, distract yourself, Josh, you're getting yourself worked up. Just talk your way through it. Push yourself through it. You've got this. You just camp out. It's probably just the rain, just falling. and it sounded like it's surrounding you, but it was so heavy. When I've been camping for quite a few years, and you start getting familiar with the sounds of the woodland, what the difference between a twig that's fallen off a tree and it's got that bounce to a twig.
Viewers had mixed reactions, but one comment summed it up perfectly. Camping out solo, bro. Guaranteed weird things will happen. I stay at home and watch people like you. Sometimes the scariest encounters aren't what you see. They're what you know is out there, but can't. On October 3rd, 2021, the YouTube channel Field Days uploaded a video that was supposed to be another daring challenge. Spending the night inside a cave. Known for camping in unusual spots, this time, the creator wanted to push the limits of solitude. But what he captured in that cave may have been more than he bargained for.
To a solo camping in a haunted cave video. I've just been dropped off on the side of the road, which is probably about 2 k's that way. We are steaming our way through this dry bushland in search of this haunted cave. All right, so the whole entire reason why we're...
At first, the atmosphere was exactly what he expected. Cold stone walls, dripping water in the distance, and the kind of heavy silence only caves can hold. He set up his gear and laughed about how eerie the echo made his every move sound. But the calm didn't last long.
Down there, and once we get inside the cave, there is no leaving until the sun comes up tomorrow morning. So once we step foot in there, it's home until the sun rises tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna bang a GoPro on my head and we're going in. Let's do this. There's big cracks which just continue down by the looks of it. Haven't been down there yet, but just have a look at this. Full on stalagmites hanging off the roof. These big vines.
Hours into the night, faint noises began to echo through the darkness. At first, they were small, like pebbles shifting somewhere unseen. But then, louder sounds broke the silence. A deep metallic rattle reverberated through the cave. It was the chain. The heavy, anchored chain used to climb down into the cave. And it was moving.
Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. Holy shit. I really hope you guys heard that chain move just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100%.
The YouTuber froze. There was no wind down here. No draft strong enough to shift something that heavy. His camera captured his whispered disbelief as he pointed out the chain swaying. Goosebumps raised on his arms as he tried to rationalize it. But deep down, he knew this wasn't natural.
And it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even for... Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude.
He grabbed his flashlight, scanned the cavern, and even walked back to the entrance. But there was nothing. No animals, no other people. The cave was technically open to the public, but who would sneak inside in the middle of the night just to shake a chain?
What the fuck? The only thing it can be, like, this is a public cave. People can come in this cave. The thing that's strange, it's like 11 o'clock at night. Why would anyone come in here? And the chain moved but didn't, like, if you're going to walk down the chain, it will swing the whole entire way. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to swing, but this isn't swinging. This is just moving, rapidly moving, and stops. It's the third time it's happened now. And I'm almost about to...
Eventually the noises stopped, but the silence that followed was worse. It wasn't peace. It was anticipation, like the darkness itself was holding its breath.
Yeah, this is freaking me out a little bit. All right, I'm just going to go sit back down in my corner and just stay very alert. Not going to lie, this is a little bit freaky.
One viewer summed up the terror best. People aren't scared of being alone in the dark. People are scared that they are not alone in the dark. And in that cave, Field Days learned just how true that is. On April 25th, 2020, the YouTube channel Chase Float Inc. took a terrifying turn from curiosity to dread. Known for his investigations into the creature he calls the Floyd Squatch, Chase had heard strange whooping and howling noises echoing through Floyd Fields Forest. The sounds began around midnight, carrying into the early morning, and by dawn, he grabbed his camcorder to document whatever was out there.
Okay, so today is April 25th, 2020, and I just ran down here with my camcorder because, as you can probably hear behind me, there's some audible howling and whooping noises that are going on, and it's been going on for a couple hours now. Probably around midnight or 1 o'clock last night, I started hearing these loud, it's like a whoop or a howl noises, and it went on for a couple of hours, and I wanted to come down during the night and see if I could get something on tape, but I was a little wary about doing that. So this morning, I usually get up around 4 o'clock, and I was eating my breakfast, and the noise kind of stopped for a while, but then it just started again, and every couple of minutes or so, or really even seconds, you can kind of hear that going on, so I ran down here with a camcorder to see.
The forest was drenched in rain and morning fog, the kind of atmosphere that amplifies every sound. It didn't take long for the noises to start again. Low whoops, guttural growls, and faint calls coming from somewhere deep in the trees. Chase admitted on camera that he felt uneasy, especially since the noises seemed to be coming from the direction of his trail cameras.
If you recall, I set the apple trap right in here. It's gone. I mean, we'll look at the footage and see. There's some leftover apple, I think. But we'll see on the footage what grabbed that. I don't want to be here too long though if that noise continues.
When he reached one of the sites, things grew even stranger. The apples he'd left as bait were gone, replaced not by tracks, but by broken eggshells. Then, a growl, loud, close, and unnervingly deep, cut through the silence. Almost immediately, Chase began to feel disoriented, complaining of dizziness and a pounding headache.
Eggshell, interesting. They found another eggshell. Alright, well, I don't want to waste any time here. I want to grab these and go. So I'm going to grab the SD card here.
Pushing forward, he stumbled across something that froze him in his tracks. What appeared to be a large femur bone, wedged near a hollow tree. The smell was overwhelming, like rotting skunk and garbage. Embedded in the bone were coarse white hairs. At that point, Chase decided he had pushed his luck too far. He grabbed his last trail camera and bolted.
I'm just gonna get out of here. What is that right there? that is definitely some kind of bone. This is the tree cave that we found the wow. I mean, that could be a femur right there. And the smell too. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God, it smells really bad. Oh my God. Oh. It smells like a skunk. Some kind of rotting skunk smell.
Later, from the safety of his home, Chase reviewed the footage. Most clips showed nothing more than squirrels, crows, and raccoons. But one image stood out. A humanoid figure, tall, broad, and seemingly covered in hair, lingered just at the edge of the frame. Blurry, but undeniable. Skeptic or believer, it was a moment that reignited the mystery. The Floyd Squatch, it seemed, had just stepped out of folklore and into Chase's camera lens. The YouTube channel you embodied is known for its raw, unscripted explorations into places soaked in eerie legends. In one particular upload, the group returns to a stretch near the Rio Grande in Albuquerque, New Mexico, an area whispered about locally for its unsettling energy.
This is obviously the second video on the channel. Last video was the first official video. Kind of a short, nothing too crazy. We kind of just wanted to go out there and see what we could get. I promised in the last video that we'd be getting some more haunted locations here in New Mexico. That's currently where I live at the moment. Last place that we went, it was kind of hard to actually continue there, even though we said that.
From the moment they arrive, tension is in the air. The team recalls hearing strange noises here. As kids, footsteps in the trees, sudden rustling, and a heavy dread that always seemed to linger near the riverbank. This time, with cameras rolling, that same ominous energy returns almost immediately.
Well, have you ever had any experiences coming through here at all?
Yeah, that time when we were younger as kids, don't you remember? When I barely moved back over here to Albuquerque, we came out here, remember? And
Yeah.
we're investigating, we're hearing a bunch of noises in the trees and shit jumping and stuff. I remember
Dude,
all
I
that.
do not remember. Hold on. I don't remember this being here. This is completely different.
Yeah.
I wasn't over here. We were down that way.
Hold on. You sure you want to go down that way?
Yeah. Because those are the only ways that go in towards the river.
Right.
This is just going to lead us into like a bank. See?
Hear that? That's a bird I just heard. Well, I'm not going to go in too far because if we go in, check it out. You want to go in?
At first, it's small things. Branches moving. A faint sound that might have been a bird. But then, a scream echoes through the brush, sharp enough to make them all freeze. One member swears he hears footsteps, heavy and hurried, closing in from the shadows. Flashlights whip across the dense trees, and for a split second, a figure flickers between the trunks. Tall, dark, and fast. That's all it takes for panic to set in.
Dude?
That's what I'm fucking saying. I don't like this.
Okay. I know I don't either, but...
What the fuck was that?
Did you hear that?
Yes. Wait, hold on. Chris, don't go. Don't leave me, please. Chris.
No, don't get scared. Don't ever show fear.
I'm not.
Go.
But that was...
Go. Go. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Shit, oh my God. Wait.
Chris.
Oh, Chris. Oh shit, guys. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I heard it too.
What
All right,
the fuck was that?
Safe zone, guys. Here.
They retreat to a safer path, but their gear starts failing them. Flashlights flicker, cameras cut out, static distortion creeps into the audio. Then one of them recalls an old local legend, the baby cry monster. Folklore says this entity lures people deeper into the woods by mimicking the cry of an infant pulling them closer until it's too late.
Shit, the baby face killer? Or no, the baby cry. Not even the killer, sorry. It was like the baby monster or something like that. Don't quote me on that. You might have to go to the last video to actually find out. Dolly knows more of the lore. She actually explains a lot of it if you want to go back to the video. So make sure to please go back to that last video and, you know, if you want to hear more about it. Anyway, so, but big thing is that
Whether that's what they heard or not, the group can't deny the unease. Each noise grows sharper, each flicker of the light more sinister. Finally, after a loud crash, explodes from the dark, they call it. The night is over.
What the fuck? Dude, it's right there. What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
Alright, I'm turning the light back on, dude. What do you think? Should we just keep going?
Let's see if we can catch it.
It's right there, dude. What?
Let it. I'm telling you, if you shine the light at it, it'll take off. They don't like light, bro. That's why they come out at night, where it's dark. So I'm gonna see if we can catch whatever.
Reflecting later, the group admits this was one of their most unnerving explorations. Skeptics may blame animals or pranksters, but with the Rio Grande's history of conflict, tragedy, and folklore, it's easy to believe something else lingers there.
Bro, when we went through that dick brush,
Yeah.
we heard that fucking, like, it sounded like a ticking, dude.
A
Like
what?
it was like ticking, like,
Oh, I know. I heard
that's
it
what
too.
it was.
I heard it too.
And then it did it again. It got closer and something fucking moved, dude.
I know.
I swear anything. Now, once I heard you say, I heard a noise, and then you said you saw something, but I didn't really see nothing, but I fucking heard it, which was weird. Oh shit. Oh, it's just a truck. That's a truck.
That's a truck. SUV cop.
Sometimes, the scariest thing about a legend isn't whether it's real. It's realizing how quickly fear can turn the forest against you. This next encounter comes from Rugged Road Explorers, a channel known for diving into some of the most remote corners of the American wilderness. In this upload, the host hikes deep into a secluded canyon, one that hides more than just scenic cliffs. Here, the stone itself tells a story. Spirals, figures, and strange markings etched centuries ago by the Fremont people.
1 mile from here, I found an ancient observatory, a circle of stones aligned with the sky. And I believe that this glyph is part of that system. A message, a coded message. But can we figure it out?
I'm out for a hike and I'm just checking out walking around the base of these canyons. Always.
Instead of approaching from above, he enters the canyon floor. Soon, he stumbles across ancient ruins tucked against the cliff. Small dwellings, what may have been granaries, and even blackened ceilings scarred by smoke from fires long extinguished. But it's the rock art that draws his attention. Painted snakes, anthropomorphic figures, and repeating spiral suns. One symbol in particular chills him. A cave-like shape, a line rising from it, ending in a circle. He speculates it could represent a portal to the afterlife, or something watching from above.
Which is pretty cool. It's pretty easy to get up. And this just looks like be a little granary. So I'm going up there to the ruins, and then right here.
The deeper he climbs, the more he finds. Grinding stones, smoothed by generations, cylindrical holes carved into the rock for unknown purposes, and a pictograph so precise it seems meant to be read, not just seen. To him, it feels less like artwork and more like a coded message. A system tied to the sun, the seasons, and perhaps rituals meant to bridge life and death.
Not the only thing I see are old bullet holes. Oh, wait a minute. Ha! Look right in front of us. There's a pictograph right there of a snake. And it looks like a 3 and something, but they didn't use the symbol 3, so that's got to mean something else. And there's other stuff too. And why did they shoot? Luckily they didn't shoot into the pictograph, but right above it. Huh. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look, right over here. There's more.
On a previous trip, he had followed these symbols higher, and what he found made this canyon even more unsettling. Hidden at a summit was a burial site, unlike any he'd seen before. Nearby, a stone arrangement aligned with the sun, an ancient observatory that could rewrite what historians know about the Fremont people.
We have the first spiral sun symbol here. You've got some kind of a mark there, but it's really hard to make out what it is. But let's start with this picture. Got the first large sun spiral here. You have a small one here. And then we have a cave, or what looks like a cave. And then coming out of the top of it is a straight line, and it's got a circle, and the line, you know what that looks like? It looks like an atoll. One of those throwing darts that they used to use, stuck into the top of that. Huh. Anyways, let's keep going. And then you have a person, and then you have another spiral sun, and another spiral sun, but then right. Pretty cool. And then we have the last one here.
Whether these glyphs are a cosmic calendar, a shaman's vision, or a warning carved into stone, one thing is clear. This canyon was never just a place to live. It was a place to connect with something beyond, and stepping into it today feels less like exploration and more like trespass.